Hello. 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 Sorry about that. Always streaming difficulties way before I start streaming, and then you're rushing around trying to solve it. There's one thing that is bothering me. My camera feels tilted a little bit. There we go. I think that's a little bit better. Still haven't quite figured out how to get the camera perfectly straight on the auto pole that I'm using at the moment. One day I'll figure it out. Hello. Hello. Just double check. We're live on everything. YouTube says yes. It normally means that Twitch is live as well. Who knows? Yeah, live on both. Hello, hello. Hello, how's the microphone sounding? Can't really hear it back properly. Let me just double check actually. I guess I can hear myself live on stream. Let's see. Sorry about the feedback, I just want to check. I guess I can hear myself live on stream. Sorry about the feedback, I just want to check. This is not too bad today, I think. I think it's improved at least. I think it's better than it has been. Maybe a little quiet. I wonder if I can put a little bit more gain on that. I think long term I'm going to have to look at getting better, a better microphone. It's not a perfect one for streaming. Excuse me. Excuse me. How does that sound? I now have to go double check myself before I actually continue. So I realised that the last few times I haven't been doing so and it sounds kind of bad. So I'm just going to hear myself back. Yeah, the mic quality is not amazing, but I think it's better than it has been at least. Cool. Cool. Chat's up and running as well. Hello. Hello. One day I need to spend basically the whole day plus working more on my stream, I think, just to improve it a little bit more. But I think we're getting there. Yeah, the mic situation definitely needs to be improved. But I digress. So, as an involvement from last week, anyone that was here last week saw the build that was on the way. So, had to kind of go back to the drawing board with the fan brackets we had, as you might have seen. So what I will do is I will show, courtesy of a friend of mine hooked me up, fan brackets we had. I needed to do some soldering, so that wasn't going to work for the time I had available. Can't actually see myself on stream. There we go. Little bit tilted. Yo, Haven, how's it going? Yo. So, this is what my friend, I'm going to give him a shout out. And I'll give his business a shout out as well. Let's go to... Should we go with this one? Yeah, we'll go with this one to begin with, and I'll switch back in a second. So, shout out to my good old friend PC Buff, who hooked me up with these risers. We call them risers. These are now willing to accept the mounted screws, so we can finally get these installed along the bottom of that PC that we were working on yesterday. So that's going to be awesome. I realised I left the appropriate screws downstairs, so I'm going to have to run and grab those very quickly. But yeah, I'll show these. I don't need to go to BRB. You can have a look at these while I go away. I guess I can show you. So ready to accept long screws this side. So long fan screws, the ones you typically get in AIOs. And then these should accept normal fan screws at the bottom as well. So it should be a perfect fit now. I'm certainly hoping so anyways. Let me go grab those fan screws before we commence. I'll put the rest of the brackets out as well. Here's the rest of the brackets and the rest of the fans. So we'll get these built in a moment. 2 seconds. I am back. Hello, hello. Excuse me. Had to go and grab these fan screws to get these installed. Out of breath. It's not a good sign. Let's get these installed and then we can continue with the build that we were working on last week. So there's actually a couple changes that I've made to the build entirely. I say entirely, not entirely. There's a couple of things that I realised I needed to get. I also wasn't quite 100% happy with the GPU. You might have noticed in the title it's a little different, and I'll explain that when we get there. Hoping this will make the bin from here. Yay, it did. They've really annoyingly taped this bit up, which didn't need tape. I hope to see it turn out. Me too. I think it's going to look really good once I'm done. Bit of a project to try and work out exactly what I wanted from this build. But, okay, that can go that bin, that's fine. Yeah, it's a very unique style of PC. I basically was really inspired by the height 420 case, HS420. And Haven 420 and the height Y60, like a combination of both, which is kind of what I'm aiming for. So just to show you, we need to make sure that the cable is this way up because it will make it easier when routing them. How's the microphone, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? I've made some improvements, so hopefully it sounds a lot better this week. Hopefully it's like loud enough and stuff, and it's not clipping, etc. So perfect. Sounds good, thank you. Yeah, I've made a bunch of changes to the microphone settings, so hopefully it sounds a lot better. It's like I prefer to use the other microphone, but it's awkward when I'm moving from different positions, etc. So no clipping, perfect. So just need to make sure the hole lines up here. Happy to say that these screws are fitting to perfection as well. So I no longer have a problem trying to get any of those screws in, you see. Perfect fit. Looking forward to doing a video about this one as well, because it's a bit of a unique style of PC. Airflow finna go crazy. Certainly hope so. I mean, the AIO is going to help massively. Saying that the GPU's pretty cool as well, so because especially when it's going to be vertically mounted, there's always a challenge of trying to get the perfect air orientation. That was nice and easy. I like that. Gonna have to now clean the mirrors on this, but lovely. That's number 1. Reverse flow as well, so we get air coming from the bottom, which will help even more. I want an AIO, but I don't think my GPU needs it. You mean your CPU? I mean, the thing is, no... Let's be careful. No CPU really needs... I suppose you could get a CPU, yeah. The thing is, you could get a GPU AIO. I think there's still bracket CPUs. That's why I was confused. But... I mean, most CPUs never really need AIOs. AIOs always just kind of look cool. Alex, remember me? Yes, I do, Ollie. I do remember you. How are you? It's been a long time. We used to work together, Ollie. Of course I remember. I'm going to do something that I don't know if you're going to be able to see it properly. You're going to get this reference and no one else will understand it, but... Oh, I can do it here. That's what I remember. I'm good, thank you. How are you? How's work for you? What's up, Hamish? You're actually pretty early for the stream, Hamish. Nah, see, I do remember. It was above my waist though, technically, so... Hope you're doing well. I skipped the gym. I skipped gym to have Five Guys instead. Five Guys is always better than gym. But reminds me, I need to get back to the gym. It's been a long time. Although saying that, I'm too socially awkward to go to a gym most of the time. What did you get from Five Guys? What's this then? Plumbing. Plumbing? Are you talking about this? Plumbing. Oh, I see what you mean. So, pipes, Brev. See these pipes? So, wrong camera, that camera. So these are basically going to sit the fans up on the, they're like the mounts that I actually already had last week, but Jared, or as we know him more, PC Buff, kindly hooked me up with these ones. So the fans sit even higher up, especially when it's going to vertical mounted GPUs. Looks a little strange at the moment because it's not in the case, but yeah. So basically, he hooked me up so fans now perfectly screw into the four corners with normal fan screws, which is much more advantageous. I look forward to seeing it all together. Me too. Been excited about this one for a long time. It's been a long-term project that I've been working on. I had to... It's actually a good thing that I paused the stream when I did last week, because I realised there was more stuff I was missing. I had to work it out, and I'll show you guys as I go along exactly what happened. So... Sadly, I was also meant to do a white version of this build, but the AIO didn't turn up. So, depending on time available, I might start the white version of this build, but depends. Priority is just getting this one installed and set up and ready to go, I think. So that screw installed. I don't know what it is with this room, but it's really warm. I've only got like one, I guess it's all the lights, etc., and the computer combined. Should all open a window, I think. And I guess heating on in the household as well. Cool, those are all installed. I'm ready to go. Spare fan screws can go in the drawer. What do we need to work on next? I guess we can work on installing the fans, eh? So, as people may remember, this is where we got to last week. So we were on the verge of what's going on here? Need to untie the cables at the bottom, I think, in a minute. Little cable mess going on. We'll tidy that up soon. But yeah, motherboard was installed. We got the AIO installed. Basically ready to go from most parts. Some mirror installed. Screen on the AIO installed. Cool. So let's get the fans mounted, shall we? Should we keep that camera angle? Just do it standing up, I guess. Let's unravel these fans. Ready. Ooh. I'm hoping. With the vertical mount, that's worrying that there's not going to be. Especially, yeah, it might not be a bad shout. Now with these mounts, I wonder if I've come into another issue, which I'll just break down and cry if I have. So the fans will go along the bottom here, all well and good. The question is, when the GPU is mounted, is there going to be enough space for it? This builder's giving me nothing but problems. It's going to be vertically mounted. I wonder if this is too big. Doesn't look like I'll get the verti in there. Yeah. Would have been better with the brackets that I've already got, because they're much less oomphy. Yeah, that's going to work better, isn't it? I concur. Yeah. Okay. It does make a deep, yeah. I think that's the kind of case I'm trying to replicate. Let's let's run some cables, and then I'll just get curious and see what happens. I'll try and measure things up with the vertical mount. I could just be boring to begin with and just mount the fans at the bottom and then maybe get the other brackets up and running. It's a bit of a disaster. Oh well. We roll with it for now. The idea in practice is nice. It's just the execution isn't quite coming together just yet. That's the aesthetic, right? But we've got a lot less room. Yeah. It didn't really occur to me that the ramp is too aggressive. I guess I just didn't. I should have probably checked prior to getting them. Well, let's see. I mean, I can still use these at some point. Maybe I can just install them and then get I need to get a soldering iron and the other bits to finish with these ones. Maybe that'll be the plan. I'll have a think about that anyways. Let's grab my screw bowl. Where I put it? Not where I thought I put it. Okay. Change the plans then, we'll use the tray. Might even look alright without the verti. I kind of want the verti. But we'll see. Let's see what happens when I measure up the GPU with everything else then. See, I purposely went with a bigger style case, thinking that would solve most of the problems. Apparently I was wrong. It's my desperate attempt to try and recreate the Haven. It's all me, I'm too stubborn. Just double check where USB 3 header is going to be. It's on this hand side. Install it in a second. IO at the bottom. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's definitely going to obstruct it with the vertical mount, isn't it? In the Haven, the bottom of the motherboard is only like halfway down the case. Yeah, it's a really huge case, isn't it? What I do like is the amount of space I've got back here to do some cable management. Even though the cable management runs aren't perfect, it's quite a lot of room. I'll show you guys from this side. Plenty of space. In fairness, they do actually have bracket mounts, which are going to make life a little easier as well. So we can run cables up nice and smoothly, which is a bit better than normal from CIT. They're normally quite difficult to work in. Run all these cables for now, haven't we? Yeah, so let's go. Let's install some cables, shall we? Interesting. I must have accidentally bent some of the pins here. You'll be able to see. There's a flathead. And we'll do. Just gently. Probably not the best way of doing this, but I need to bend that back a little bit. There we go. There we go. So I can now get that cable in. I don't know how that got bent. I didn't even try and put the cables in before, I don't think. Might have even been pre-bent. Cool. Guess I can run the fan cables now, maybe. Maybe I can do that last. So install the I/O. When every case just does this as a block, life will be so much better. I still don't know why we do this. Don't know if it's cheaper for manufacturers not to fuse all the cables together. But there we go. Okay, let's have a look at the situation then. Do you recall me being excited about a vintage deal on the 3080? Yeah, you were right, scam. Yeah, sorry. Did you get your money back at least? It was, yeah, unfortunately red alarm bells went off with the positive feedback and stuff. Sorry, so GPU, I changed my mind on. I had this in my personal PC and I decided I don't really need a super powerful PC anymore. It just sits around not getting used enough, so downgrading that. But what I wanted to use was something that keeps up with this 7800X3D a little bit more. So here we are, 7900 XTX. This is the Power Color edition. This is Power Colors. Not sure what they call this one again. Looks really nice. LEDs light up and everything. So what I wanted to see, if that's mounted here, yeah, there's no way. No chance in hell. No chance in hell that fan's gonna fit. I got a full refund, even the fire protection fee, that's good. So, well, that's throwing a spanner in the works. If we use these mounts then, yeah, that's going to be absolutely fine. So, I'm going to have to do something with these then instead. I'll just have to get some inserts for these, I think. Yeah, EVGA were the goats for video cards. At least you stress tested Vinted customer service. You had an issue with Vinted before, didn't you, as well? Or at least they hooked you up this time. So I don't even know if this GPU would fit without the vertical mount like that. So that's option A. Why 7900 XTX over an RX 9070 XT or 5070 Ti? And the simple reason is because I have it. That's basically it. 79 XTX is a bit better than the 9070 XT, generally speaking. But yeah, I would tend to opt for one of those two, typically. But yeah, I had this in stock. This was actually my personal GPU. I just decided I just don't really utilize it, nowhere near enough, and I thought I'll get some money back for it. But yeah, typically one of those two, or 5080 or something, or 4080. Yeah, exactly. When I bought this, those cards did not exist. Exactly. I actually got this on a good deal, or good deal when it comes to overpowered GPUs. I paid 700 quid for it, and it was worth like 900, so very good deal I got. So it's not even depreciated that much in value considering. Sorry, so option A. We go with this orientation, no vertical mounted GPU. So fans will have a little bit of space. Don't know if it's going to be too close and it's going to look a bit weird. Or option B is we vertically mount this GPU and we just go with standard fans along the bottom until I get the brackets that will work with this case. What do you think? No vert will still look good, I reckon. It's a chunk card. Chunk good. Yeah, I feel like it's a waste of these vertical mounts that I bought. That's the only thing. It's also going to be weird that these fans are kind of blowing. It will look good, but the fans also won't be blowing in the direction of the GPU, which is kind of the point of the vertical mount, I guess. Whereas vertical mounted with, say, a bracket and a fan, the wind will be at least going this direction. I'm kind of thinking option B, and we get these brackets sorted. I just need to get the appropriate mounts to get them installed, I guess. Anyone else got any other suggestions? So we go vertical like this. Measure twice. Yeah, I suppose I need to put already. Let me grab a fan, I guess. Let me improvise with this one. I dry mount GPU vertical. Then measure how much height you have to work with when tilting the fans. Yeah, I suppose you're probably right. Just want to see if those two were like that. There would just about be enough room, I think. Yeah, I think there's a decent amount of space. That's disappointing. Should we vert mount? I feel, well, the reason I'm more inclined to vertical mount is that I bought the vertical mounts, I guess. Don't want them to go to waste. Gonna have to get my soldering iron to get these installed, I guess. Should we install the vertical mount and then we'll see Wagwan? Because I guess I can always take it apart if I have to. Yeah. The problem is with the shallow mount is I can't get a screw in there yet. I need to get inserts to get them installed properly, which is the annoying thing. So I can install them without the fans. But it's going to make my life more difficult going forward. Let's do the vertical mount, shall we? Got no tape. Tape. Oh, right, okay. Well, I could, as I was doing last week, I could jerry rig it with cable ties. I think I've got enough now. Probably got enough now. Could do cable ties. That's kind of what I was like trying to avoid doing last week, but Okay. So back to what I was doing last week. We'll do cable ties again. Let's move this off and then let's do cable ties. The problem is last week I ran out of cable ties quickly. I think I have enough this time. Interesting problems from my ambition. It's so much easier if this just went straight in, but wouldn't be that lucky, would I? So let's do the cable ties. If we do it from the bottom as well, that will hide it perfectly. I don't know if I've got enough long ones. It's the only slight problem. Gonna look tacky as fuck. I can't believe I'm back to using cable ties again. This is a sad day. Could still use tape, I guess, as well. I have to do 2 cable ties and then screws either side for now. At least these cable ties are a bit firmer though. Should stop it from moving-ish. Okay, I can't go at the bottom. Oops. Oh, it should be okay. Just won't do that for the next ones. I've got longer ones. I've only got shorter ones, I think. Okay. These must. Just wondering if I can move that a little bit. There we go. Cool. Cable ties again. After I decided I wasn't going to, here we are using cable ties again. I need a really big case to utilise these kind of mounts, don't I? A really big case. I don't even know if I've got anything that kind of size, because the DS360s aren't small. AliExpress codes are over now, they are, which makes me sad. Although I spent, I think, quite literally over £1,000 with them, so it's probably for the best. I don't want to spend any more money. As annoyingly, the I don't know if you've seen, but Ryzen CPU prices have jumped up massively. Just even the 3600's harder to get hold of now, which sucks. Okay, let's grab the rest of the brackets then, shall we? 3500X was 20 codes. Interesting. What's that kind of for gaming performance? I've never really used them that much. Or I don't think I've even used them at all, truthfully. You only need one cable tie typically, if I remember right. Yeah. Should have used long ones exclusively on I don't know if the AI bubble is going to burst, but the damage it's doing right now is unbelievable. Yeah, it sucks. It will burst at some point. It's just how soon is the question. It might not be tomorrow. Could well be a year or two from now. So if I think back to when crypto killed the GPU market, it took about what, a year and a half maybe to clear up properly. I don't know, this is quite long enough to do what I needed to do. There we go. Okay, cool, that worked. I have to use a couple on this one. Yeah, it's a real nightmare at the moment, to be honest. It's left me with a shit ton of B850 motherboards that I don't know what to do with. Like, I could try and sell them individually, but I don't know if anyone's going to be buying DDR5 systems. Then again, I guess some people will still pay regardless of whatever happens. Yeah, just frustrating. I think it's actually going to go all the way through. Ooh, did just about. I don't think it's long enough still. Oops. You can release these, can't you? People who don't know will still buy. People will still buy regardless. Some people just pay for it because it's their new hobby or whatever. Sometimes prices don't mean much to people, you know. If I've learned anything about PCs. Oh, these are a bit longer. Let's grab these ones. Did Radeon cards actually go up in price by 10% yet? I know that they're talking about it. I don't think it has just yet. But it seems like it's inevitable. It seems like everything is just like, AI, let's raise our prices. They did. I saw it on video cards. I haven't seen it on our market yet. But it's inevitable, right? It's an annoying inevitability. These are actually pretty good. $10 for every 8 GB. Yeah, rough. It's like Nvidia have told their board partners to get their own VRAM. It's so ludicrous. It's like, Nvidia, you've caused this problem. Or part of the problem. So of course, these board partners are now going to all go to the same pool to get their same VRAM and be charged through the roof for it, and then subsequently we'll get charged through the roof for it. Yeah, exactly. But Nvidia don't care, do they? Make money regardless, so they're just happy. Have the exact combo, and it's been great for the last 2 years. Yeah, it's a really solid pairing, especially for high end. Still 4K capable machine, but 1440p on the high end, absolutely. The 7900 XTX sits in a bit of a weird place where the price isn't quite perfect unless you get a good deal on it because of the 9070 XT, but still very good if you can snag one at a good price. Pretty sad that any time they get an excuse to raise the prices, they do instantly. Yeah, I mean, I liken it to, so we have what's called I think it's a worldwide issue, but in the UK they call it cost of living crisis, and it subsequently meant that every industry just raised their prices. It was like, how was food that I paid the same price a couple of weeks ago now gone up because of the cost of living? It's just like, seems a bit of a scam overall. But it do be like that. Just be aware, certain updates from MS will cause issues with AMD software. Microsoft suck. I'll keep an eye out. They've also been buggering up Nvidia software as well, from what I've seen. It's just been an absolute nightmare. The protections for consumers today aren't worth toffee. No, and it's twofold. The problem is these governing bodies don't have any care or pay attention to anything like GPU prices. They don't care. Means nothing to them. So the consumer just gets stung, and then in certain cases the GPU company just pays a bribe and carries on their life as normal. Oh, inflation is up, let's raise food prices by 20%. Exactly. It's just like, oh yeah, costs are going up, so we'll raise it. Yeah, it sucks. They just get away with everything. They do. They do that. Just got to grab the final bracket. I actually was going to put it into storage because I didn't have any purpose for it, but now I have purpose for it again. Just need to try and remember where I put it. I'm sure I put it ready to go into my garage. That's the problem. I didn't think I would end up using it anytime soon, so O2 are making a mockery of Ofcom's guidance too, and they're getting away with it. What have O2 done? That also happened with, so there was a thing, I used to work for 3 many years ago, the mobile phone company. There used to be Ofcom for all lines, and then there used to be a special Ofcom just for Vodafone, so I remember that sucking. Now I really hope that Intel release their high-end GPUs and it ends up being really good value. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they probably were, and then this happened. If they do, and they put it out for a really good price, they could possibly change the game for them. But the thing is, they've got the capital to kind of do that move. It's just, you know what it's like, profits over everything. Gonna have to try and find this bracket still. My understanding was Ofcom saying you can raise the prices by X. Oh yeah, that sounds about right. These corporations just suck so much. O2, did O2 and 3 merge? Oh no, it's 3 in Vodafone, wasn't it? I think my business team was with O2, but that's just pure coincidence, not because I thought they were particularly good. Sorry, I'm just looking for that bracket. I'm sure I put it in this bag ready to go to storage. Now, I can't seem to locate it anywhere. Why is that? Spend half the stream looking for stuff. That'll be a bloody nuisance. I'll need you in a second. Are you using fan control V250? No, I wasn't planning to. Should I? Let's undo that and then I'll think about where I put that bracket. I don't need all the brackets, I guess, right now, but it'd be nice if I did have them. Oh, maybe it's in... Maybe I put it over here, but no. Don't know. That's the software fan control. That's like, so you don't have to go through the BIOS, isn't it? I could use that. I typically just end up doing it in the BIOS most of the time. Highly recommended. It keeps the CPU GPU cool, prevents throttling. So you can control the GPU on it as well. Typically I use Afterburner to do the undervolting stuff, and then yeah, BIOS for the other stuff. Is it better to do it through software? Typically? I guess it's good for sorting the stuff out on the fly, so you don't have to keep restarting the PC every time you want to test. It's way better than BIOS and Afterburner. Alright, I'll have a look. Thank you. Ah, I see the fan bracket. Well, hey. Yeah, that is true. Not going into the BIOS every time would be a game changer. Although, it's just one of those things that's like, once it's on the BIOS, it's kind of locked in, you know? Is my feeling and thoughts. Don't know if that's accurate or not. Fan control. Okay, alright, I will check it out. I'll have a look. I guess my only problem is, for example, I will plan to be selling this PC, and then the customer will only have their own account, so then they won't end up using software. But maybe I'll try it on my personal rig. That's the only thing that would make me reluctant to use it. You can mix the settings between processors. That's cool. I'll definitely take a look. Thank you. Yeah, it's just one of those things like when I'm giving a PC to a customer, I want them to have the quiet fans, etc. when the PC starts. I hate the sound of fans ramping up and down. I have two settings, 10% speed for idle and 70% for games. That makes sense. Yeah, there's one of the reasons I bought Arctic fans for my personal rig is because they just whisper quiet even at full load. It's like a gentle purr at the moment, and I'm like, that's perfect, that'll do. I've realised that I needed to take more care when I'm sending out customers' PCs into tuning it, because some customers have been complaining that the stock fan's too loud, so I just like to tune it before going out to them as well now. So I'm definitely going to take a look. And I will take a look at Jay's 2 Cents videos as well. Better sneeze. Excuse me. Gonna sneeze again. Am I gonna sneeze again? True, but my issue is I really hate fans spinning up and down all the time depending on load. I'd rather have static preset for fans rather than change the preset for purpose. That's fair. Desteyo, what and how are you doing? What am I doing? I'm using cable ties for the fans again because we fucked up. But I'm doing well, thank you. How are you, Pips? I get it, but I don't notice it because I'm always wearing headphones whilst gaming or watching videos. Yeah, I'm the same, really. The one thing that I realised it bothered me on was when I was actually recording videos, I would hear it in the background, then I'd have to fuck around trying to sort the audio out after the fact. So having minimal sound whilst I'm recording is always beneficial. Now, at least. Otherwise, I don't typically tend to care that much if I can use my headphones. If that makes sense. I can't get this to grip properly. I bought 2 very cheap Arctic P12 Pros just recently on the Super Silent. I love Arctic stuff, to be honest. I know Noctua, of course, are the goats for quietness, but Arctic's value proposition is so good for fans. Although, I must say, the Thermal Right closing that gap as well. Thermal Right stuff is just so insanely good price to performance. I'm using open headphones because I hate the closed ones where I can't hear a lot of shit that's happening on around me. That's fair. I'm the opposite, where I don't want to hear anyone around me. I like to try and keep myself enclosed if I can. Tie a knot. Yeah, maybe I'll just change cable. I realised I was using a smaller cable than I was actually meant to. I meant to use one of these. Whoopsies. Don't worry, this is not going to be the final product. I'm just an idiot. Doesn't do measurements properly before buying or getting stuff. Cool. Super secure, perfect fan mount. Nobody complain. Make something beautiful. It should be beautiful-ish, despite the jankiness of the cable ties. You just have to pretend that the cable ties aren't there when I actually have it installed, okay? Hello, Jared. You want some good news or bad news? So, they are beautiful. There is a problem. Using zip ties for any specific reasons are the mounts not eligible for screws. So basically, these ones don't accept the fan screws that I've got yet. I need to buy some divots that will take the screw. I just haven't done it yet. I'll show you. Rather than tell you. Is this PC being used mainly for VR or monitor? It'd be down to the user, I guess. I suspect mostly we used on a monitor. So Jared, here is the problem. It is a beautiful mount. Just want to give a shout out to my friend Jared for hooking me up, or PC Buff, as his company's known. Beautiful mount, really nicely done. Problem we have, a really sad problem. That's all good. Vertical GPU is going to be mounted. No fitio. No fit. The curvature is just too great. You see, problemo. I need to be more careful. Yeah, it's vertical. Yeah, me neither, to be fair. No one monitors the after streams, that's for sure. No, but I don't even monitor them. We'll send you out some 30 degrees ones. Thank you. I mean, I'm happy to use these for the time being. I can just not these, but the other ones for the time being. I went back to the drawing board and ended up using zip ties. I'm just using zip ties as a matter of placement, just to see how it lines up and everything. This isn't the long-term solution, don't worry. I'm not a madman that's going to sell people PCs with zip tie. Yeah, with zip ties. Again. I think it was a little column A and column B, wasn't it? You got the structure, then did some editing to make it better. Yeah. I'll make use of them for sure. Thank you. They're beautifully done. That's why I ended up going back to the drawing board with the cable ties. This isn't the long-term plan either. Let's use a different screw head because it feels like it's rounding. Where is the thicker screw head? There it is. What vertical mount am I using? It's an easy DIY one, although I've also got some AliExpress specials as well that I plan on using. Yeah, I mean, go for it. Yeah, these are this specific one is the easy DIY one, but I've got AliExpress ones. I mean, I can send you one if you want. Let's do some jiggery pokery to get them working. Yeah, the biggest problem with the case, although it's quite big, there's not a lot of depth, etc. So it makes this kind of stuff tricky. What I should do is run cables before I close off all the rest of the fans. No depth given, no depth given. Give it the depth, you take it away. So probably undo that a little bit so I can slide it if I need to, thinking about it. So there are a couple of other issues with the PC that I managed to figure out before doing the stream, thankfully. I'll show you those as we go along. Are you going with a 850 or 1000 watt PSU? It's 850, I think, the one I've got, just because I got it at a good deal. The Haven 420 vGPU is mega tall, yeah. And it's naive of me trying to replicate that, really, but I wanted to give it my best. Oh, I realise you guys can't see me installing the fans. Sorry. had to upgrade to the 1000 watt. It's quite a lot of juice, isn't it? I would have to do. Yeah, actually, you do remind me. I think the TDP is fine, right? I'm gonna double check that now. Goodbye. I can't even seem to click it. Amish, are you still there? Can you? I can't even remove that guy. Too much clicky. I run a lot of peripherals, that makes sense. To be fair, I'm probably going to be running a lot of peripherals. How do I even mod? Right click his name and block or something? You know, I don't even know that well, and I've been on Twitch for like 8,000 years. Thank you. GG's. He's timed out though, he might be back. Thing is, there isn't much benefit to even buying viewers for Twitch because it's not like your discoverability gets much better. Unless you're like crazy popular, I guess. Welcome back. I have more Banhammer available. It's what we need. Banhammerer. So, just trying to find out. We want these pretty much touch tight, I think. I wonder if I'm better to move this one over. I think everyone craves relevance, it's true. Not me though. I love my little homies. Little community. I'll never change. If you boil everything down, line go up, I suppose. Cable tie's getting in the way of the fans here, which is a nuisance. Dead platform is dead. Dead platform is dead. I'm finding YouTube much more. I guess because I already have a slight audience on YouTube, it helps. Twitch is more difficult to turn over the audience. Just Twitch is a better streaming platform, at least at the moment, isn't it? I think I mentioned this last week, but like YouTube were on the verge of like doing well, and then they were just like, "Well, that's enough." It's like, well, you could put more effort on if you wanted to really bring some competition. You could say I've gone out of my way to ignore the PSU tier list for my own PC. To be fair, I did. I was just using a Vita power supply once upon a time. I think I've actually got a platinum power supply, but mostly by pure chance than because I wanted one that was on the list. I just got a good price on it. It's fine, ain't it? PSU tier list isn't the be all and end all. Does it look alright? It looks a bit janky, doesn't it? I don't like that it's not flush. But for now, just so we get a bearing of the vertical installation, etc., I guess. 600 watt AliExpress Flex XTX, paid like 30 quid. ITX build, right? The thing is, you don't have a lot of choice when it comes to flex, and I've seen people use them and get away with it. As long as your build's got loaded TDP, you're fine. Should we get a vertical mount installed? Or I should actually run all the cables first. Like I said I was going to, and I completely forgot. Shit. What I'll do is I'll do the vertical mount last, I think. Thinking about it. Just don't want it to get in the way of anything. You can definitely find good cheap power supplies, but I'd rather buy a good 1000 watt one that I could have for years, no issues. Sensible. Real flex ATX power supply is like 150 on its own. Yeah, that sounds about right. Who was it that did the AliExpress one? Was it ETA Prime? If I'm not mistaken. It's always a good story if it blows up anyway. As long as you don't buy an absolute bomb and you're within the TDP, oops, then I think you're absolutely fine. Sorry, that was a horrible sound. I scratched it. What were your specs again, Amish? $5700X3D and RTX 4060. That's right. So your TDP is quite low. I mean, the GPU is anyway. And you can undervolt the CPU pretty well. Sure you already have? God, I made that so complicated by not running cables straight away. RAM prices coming down anytime now, boys. They'll come down as soon as they hit 1000. They'll hit 9999. The worst thing is if people just keep buying it, it's going to give them no reason to pause. Because even then they'll just be like, well, we can just make more money now. Which is unfortunate. Just the way the world works. MSI Mag A1000GL. That's pretty good. I like the Mag series from MSI. Very good power supplies. There was one time I was umming and ahhing about using them long term with my lower end and mid range builds. Especially now they've actually got white variants on those power supplies, which is kind of cool. But still just sticking with the Vidas for now. But they are doing it regardless, even people don't buy it. Yeah, that's true. Micron gave up selling to consumers in pursuit of profits. They're all doing this. All of them have realised there's much more money in there. And us consumers get screwed. This is the sad reality of it all. God, there's a lot of cables to manage after. This is going to suck. Okay, cool. We won't do the vertical mounted GPU shit now. God, that looks so terrible. I mean, it looks. You probably can't see from there. It probably looks all right. Actually, doesn't even look like I've got cable ties in there. It's gonna look really nice once it's, oops, properly sorted. Yeah, crazy, and they will jump right back up when the bubble bursts. Yeah, I hope so. I see it at work too. Divert people who could have built 8 systems per day to one business-to-business system to make more profit. And unfortunately, I'm also guilty of feeding the problem because my website sells an Intel like AI-friendly GPU, and it's so easy to make money because people just come to my website and buy it without me advertising, and it's like I can't even, like, is it more than I would make selling one PC? Probably more than I would make selling 2 PCs in terms of profit I'm making. I'm not even doing anything. It's a trade-off of like, should I prioritize my passion, which is this, and not make as much money, or do that kind of stuff and low effort and make money? It's a really difficult conundrum I face. You can't blame the smaller businesses for jumping on it. Exactly. It's like it hurts my heart, but it's also like the thing that's also keeping my lights on as well. It's shit. It's like I have to take it, because if you imagine the consumer enthusiasm for PCs completely goes, and I've just got no outlet for money. That's my worry. So I have to just kind of take it whilst it comes. Sounds like I'm crying. I'm not crying. You're crying. Okay, cool. Should we install everything else before we mount the GPU then? Realise that cable's going to bother me. Let's cut that, shall we? It's all morally bankrupt, but you don't join your wrist thinking, yeah. Someone else is going to do it. If I don't do it, it's not going to stop that train. It's just like, it's either I do it or someone else does it. It's the sad reality of it all. Live with a sense of morality intact, or close your doors. Yeah. Prices went crazy since COVID or whatever, but it was around 2020, so much stuff has a drastic price increase. It's kind of scary, all the greed. Yeah. Yeah, cause like Nvidia did really good MSRPs on the GPUs for that, and then they realized they don't need to anymore because people still buy. No one can hate for securing the bag, dude, and doing both can be an option. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at the moment. It hurts, but yeah, it's more about putting food on the table for me, I guess. Chip shortages didn't help. No, they did not. It was subsequently the best time to be selling computers, and also the worst time to be selling computers. It seemed like no good in between. Oh no, my steak is too juicy, my lobster is buttery, and my products sell too well. Yeah, that's the caveat. Shall we install PSU? I actually did a thing. Was that a manufactured shortage? Thing is, it was just like, at the time, it was like more people than ever wanted to have a PC because they had nothing else to do. So subsequently, everything becomes short, and then the crypto boom happened. So we had a double-edged sword. Sorry, just gonna try shit. I'm not gonna try and shit. I'm gonna try and grab this cable. Now I've completely forgot to run it for installing even the motherboard or the AIO. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be worse than that. That seemed to be proper sucky at the time. And I suppose we come out the other side of it, so Jesus. What am I doing? Let's pull the cable back through and untangle it first. The fact that almost all high-tech electronic parts come out of one country doesn't help at all. No. No. It's a fault of basically every government in the world sold their, or just accepted that they could get cheaper parts there, so didn't bother trying to keep manufacturing going in their own country. Just outsourced it, and here we are. That's a long, complicated story. I read a comment on a different channel saying maybe they want people to play for cloud gaming rather than their own PC. I mean, Nvidia would be happy with that because it covers both worlds, doesn't it? More data center shit. USA was trying to start its own semiconductor fabs, wasn't it? Yeah. Funny enough, so God, it got complicated. USA paid Intel to do it, I think, and they started building some, and then they lost a lot of money, and then it got really complicated, and then the US government ended up buying part of Intel. Yes, I think basically all the countries realised during COVID that they can't rely on one country to have all the chip fabs because they had a shortage of cars being manufactured, etc., which caused them loads of problems. So yeah, I think that's why that happened. So we're meant to get one in the UK, I'm pretty sure, at some point. It just hasn't happened yet. Was it like Cambridge or something? They were talking about making like a tech hub there. Cloud gaming does not seem appealing at all to me. No, the one instance of cloud gaming that I don't mind is like if you have a Steam Deck and you want to stream it from your downstairs PC to upstairs on your Steam Deck. That's when I find an advantage to cloud gaming. But not buying Nvidia's cloud gaming service or whatever, that's not for me. Sorry, just pulling fan cables through. The Robin Hood Act is being pushed right now, which would bring... What's PC in? Which would bring in $276 billion to US services. We'll see what happens. The greed is getting beyond control, yes. I'm going to have a look at that. I've heard a bit about it, but I haven't researched enough, I would say. I think they're building the plant now, but there are wage issues in the US manufacturing. How funny that. This is part of the reason it was outsourced in the first place. They realised they could get it much cheaper elsewhere, rather than paying a fair wage. And then they wonder why the country's losing money. Greed is always the answer and problem answer to every problem, right? Make more money at all costs. Sorry, there we go. Subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Sorry, I realised I don't have my notice board behind me. I like to show that off when I stream. Let me turn that on so you can see my subscriber count go up. I would do the Twitch one, but it'll be like 2 people. Thank you for the subscription. I see you 732. Subbed and liked. Thank you very much. Cool. Okay. So, shall we show you the cable shit that's going on back here? I wonder if maybe I'll do... Yeah, before I install the power supply, I'll do some cable management of the fans, shall we? Got a fan controller as well, which is always handy. I will plug this straight into the motherboard as well, so we can control it with the motherboard. Makes my life even easier. I don't know if I can zoom out anymore. I said I was going to get the thing sold so I could zoom in and out with ease, but I haven't done it yet. So, is that a good spot? What do we think? Here for the fans? We run the fans all along the top here. Now this is a pain, yeah, this bit's gonna suck. Need to replace my case fans. I want PWM fans. Yeah, PWM is always the way to go. I always say if you're looking to save money, Arctic are the perfect fans to go. Or thermal. I always get mixed up between thermal right and thermal take. Thermal right, it's also worth looking at. I wouldn't chain all the way down to one header, it will cause more problems. How many PWM headers have you got on the board? I'll double check that. Do you not think? I was just being lazy. Yeah, I've got a controller. I see all these fans cables, and I'm happy Spurgeon got uni fans a couple of weeks ago. Are those like the Lian Lee ones that clip together? That is much easier, to be fair. Ones that like just clip together or whatnot. Ugh, this is gonna suck. We'll go top right. Guess. Don't know where to put the controller yet, actually, thinking about it. I was thinking here. Just a nice, easy place to put it. Maybe on the other side it will be hidden. I don't know. They cost a bit, but it's nice to cable manage. Agreed. Yeah, if I could have less cables in my life, I would always be happy. When am I closing orders for Christmas? The last day officially from my website, I will say the 18th will be the last day I will send stuff out. I might, because I'm going to be away that weekend, and then I might do stuff on the 22nd, and that will be it for me. And to be fair, the Lee and the TL fans, TL? TL fans. I don't know about how many headers I have. I did not build my current PC. I guess I need to look at the motherboard. Yeah. Order book closes tomorrow for us. That's quite soon. I guess you guys are going to be packed out though. Yeah, I'm going to keep it running until the 18th will be the last day I send stuff out. I will say that, and I'll basically say final orders on maybe like the 16th. And then I might do local deals, etc. So I don't have to send any stuff out. Oh god, I don't even know how to manage these cables yet. TL. TL is a version of the Unifan, right? I see. Sorry about the fan risers. Sorry they didn't work out. We'll find another solution. No stress. It's an oversight on my behalf, to be fair. I completely forgot to mention. Getting out to do some of my own builds. Enjoy. Thank you for hooking me up anyway. We'll figure it out. Wonder if I can put fan controller here then, maybe. Maybe I'll take this out because it's just in my way. It's doing my head in. I'll put it back in after. Just stuff them in the corner and hide with the controller, yeah. If only. I don't know. What kind of route should we do here? Put the controller here or something. That's pretty out of the way, but then it might block cable runs. I hate how many cables are going on in here. This is upsetting me greatly. I go that way and up, maybe? Can't make my mind up here. Should do guest appearances on stream in the new year once it's a bit quieter. You could do that. And by guests, you mean you. You want to do a guest appearance. You still want to do a build-off. We can do that. Yeah, I think maybe I'll have a look at the lay of the land in January. We can do something. That would be cool. By the way, I'll do a build-off 4 during the stream. You can do all my builds for me. Do I know anything about Vortex Systems? Is that like another PC builder? Vortex Systems. Can't say I do off the top of my head. I hate this so much. Vortex looks alright. Is Vortex a case? Or is it a brand of PC company or something? Just spat all over the PC. For extra static discharge. I hate cable management. I tend to make concessions. That's fair. I mean, when it's your own rig, it doesn't really matter, right? If I'm going to sell this to someone, it's going to bother me, but it's not looking as good as possible. That's the problem. As good as possible. As good as I can make it without tearing my hair out, I guess is the better answer. Just look at that. Absolute horror show of cables. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Should we do... Where did I put the... I don't know where it fell. I guess I need to figure out where these bits will go. It's just so annoying. So the compromise with putting so many RGB fans in one PC. They want me to do some high-end commissions for them. Awesome. I don't know. I don't remember the name. It sounds vaguely familiar. Nobody mentioned artisan builds. And now for the re-roll. Artisan builds got rebranded, didn't it? Or like the people from artisan builds that weren't shitheads went and built their own company, didn't they? Vortex Systems. I'm going to Google it after if I remember. Fan control header on the side here, or at the top as well. I think the side is better access. So maybe I'll put the fan controller back. Oh, all these cables. Hideous. Maybe I'll put the fan controller here. Don't know if that's good or bad. Right, I'm going to start sticking cables in. I'm going to figure the rest out after. Although, where is RGB on the motherboard? RGB at the bottom, RGB at the top. We'll do it at the top. So I've already started to run the mount here. So many cables. So many cables. That's that one. Numero dos. So we're going to run these through the top. Oh, yeah, actually I'll do that now. Is that going to look ugly if I do that? Is there any way I can run it? So I'll push that back through and we'll do at the top because it'll be more hidden. Based in Nottingham. That's your kind of ends, isn't it? Vortex Systems. Like the name rings a bell, I just can't picture them off the top of my head. Turned over 100k, 300k last year, that's decent. Just realised that pin's bent. There we go. But I say that's decent, I don't know what their profits are, but it sounds decent. God. Trying to install cables when you've already mounted the AIO is a pain, let me tell you. Right, back to shitty cable management. I think if I just go from top right all the way down, I can figure out the rest in a minute. Every time you say cable, I eat an Oreo and sip my tea. I think I might get fat watching this. Do you want me to say cable more? Because I don't want you to get fat from me saying cable. That would be really bad. Cable? So Does anyone still have, for their TV, do they still have cable? Who's my favourite Marvel supervillain? Is it Cable? I fancy Oreos now. I love Oreos. Do you know what I love more than just Oreos? Oreo milkshake is what I love. Who's knocking at 9 o'clock? Jesus. Getting a delivery this late in the day. Cables. Cables. It's going to take so long. I hate this. If I run the AIO cable as well. Sorry, just gonna double check. Where is your... Oh, you don't have... no, wait, that doesn't make sense. Fans have RGB. Oh no, bruh, sorry. I hate these cables. Just take cables in general, you know. Cable. Do I control the RGB for the fans? Am I missing something? There's the fan cable. Gonna say cable. Guess the RGBs are controlled by the USB. Odd. Okay. Very peculiar. Oh, Jesus, that was horrible. I'm starting to hate Oreos. Do you, as much as you hate cables? Because I really hate cables, let me tell you. There's no such thing as hating Oreos. Absolutely. But there is a thing like hating cables. Cool. I want cookies now. Me too. I've got for the British viewers will know what this is. I've got Aldi's hobnobs, or Aldi's versions of hobnobs called OTs. They're very addictive, and they're sitting downstairs. And you're kind of making me want them, and I should not have them right now. No, you should go on. Fuck me, the state of this spaghetti nest. Spaghetti nest of cables. Spaghetti nest. Spider's nest. Cable spaghetti is the word I was looking for. You get crumbs all over you after the cable management is done. Oh god, I'm never eating, am I? I'm just gonna die of starvation. I wish I could show you my technique. I'm just gonna have to get you on stream to show me. I made it very difficult for myself. Can you record your technique? I'd be curious to see how much better you can make this than me, because I am not doing good. This is hideous. Absolutely hideous, let me tell you. Trade secrets. Until I'm live. Fine. An exciting news, not really exciting, it's very boring. I am fitting out my garage, ready to endure all my stock. I'm looking forward to having much more space available in this room, because goddamn, there's no space. Running out of PWM, I'm going to have to put these together. This is not going to be nice, I'm sorry. But we run out. Spray foam. Great news. Spray foam. Yeah, we could just... If we just close the case and don't look at it, then they can't be back, right? Oh, I put that in a terrible place. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, that's bad. Oh, fuck me. Okay, we can daisy chain. You're making it so much worse. I know. Maybe I'll just close the case and we can pretend that it's never existed. Fuck. Okay. I need to be guided by Amish, I think. I need to improve on my cable management skills for these cables. Holy Jesus. It just looks fucking terrible. You could put everything AIO directly into the board. The AIO doesn't seem to have its own RGB thing. I think it's carried by the USB. I put the CPU cooler, of course, on the motherboard. I couldn't see any spare cable running off of it. Oh, fuck me. Look at the state of this guff. For anyone wanting to know what guff means, it means farts. Look at those farts. Hideous. I don't even know how to salvage this. Scrunch it and hope for the best, I think might be the way to do it. Look at that horrible, horrible cable management, I'm so sorry. Ah! Interesting, one of my parcels has been delivered, how exciting. One thing I will show you is pretty cool. Get a cookie and think it through, I might just do that. My technique is just advanced scrunch, to be fair. Oh, I thought it was going to be something much more enlightening. Look at these. Check these out. Got ourselves some fancy custom cable ties. I'm just going to go advanced scrunch. My own advanced scrunch, I think. Do my own one. scrunch together and hope for the best. Fucking appalling. I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna scrunch. I will fix this at a later date, I promise. Just want to get this build up rolling. I'm running out of time. Pick where the controller before you plug in. I'm already plugged in. I was thinking just like slamming it up here. It's getting blocked at the bow. There we go. I was thinking just doing that. Just doing some more kind of cable tidying up here. It won't look too bad in the end. He says, why isn't this one connected? Holy Jesus. Using a smaller would hide a lot of that. Just not using this many fucking cables would be much better for my sanity. Yeah, it's not going to be the best cable management today because I'm feeling lazy. I will get it sorted. Need to learn the advanced scrunch. That's the way forward, I think. Good thing is about the Velcro cable ties is you can get them very tight. And if I fuck up, I can just easily undo them. More fans, more cables. More money, more fans, more cables, more problems. You'll have to forgive me. We'll do better. But not today. Yes, I need to install... I know, the power supply cables won't be a problem. Says. You know what? Let's move on to the power supply, shall we? Who wants to see a power supply? Power supply choice of today is a Montech Century 2 Gold 850 watt power supply. I think Amish actually hooked me up with this deal. I think I paid £75, which is a really, really good value. I got 2 of these, so I was like, I can't do any better than that. I'll have some of you. You know, the annoying thing is, I think this stream is going to have to become a 3-parter. I'm going to run out of time. These are quite well reviewed. Yeah, I've used a few of them. They are very nice. Look, they've got cable ties with them as well. Lovely. I think, well, customer, basically they bought all the parts and I built the PC for them. And they had this very same power supply. Modular as well, which is beautiful. Matching the colour scheme. Not that you're going to see that from the outside, but we're going to need cables. All we need. Faint cough coming on. What was the model of the power supply? Sorry, let me show you again. Montech Century 2, 850 watt, XTX 3 power supply. It's got your famous 12 volt power thingy, my bob. Really solid. Picked up a Cooler Master MWE 650 80 plus gold with a new GPU connector for £50 brand new. Wow, that's cheap. Is it cold here? It has been quite cold today. It's not freezing. I mean, I feel warm in this room. Was it like 10 degrees today or something? 10 degrees Celsius. So, okay, I think. Relatively speaking. It was 5 C's today. Shit. It's gonna be. The thing is, was it last week? It was like that. The temperature's been really weird. It's been up and down a lot. Surprisingly, quite warm for December. It's normally absolutely freezing at this point. Shit. Dry air from the furnace causing that cough. Could well be. Could be Chernobyl. So what we need two 8-pin power supply cables. Modular is so much better, isn't it? I don't have to faff about trying to scrunch up all the cables. Cool, motherboard cable installed. 12 volt power I'll put back in the box. Don't need it, but always handy to have it on hand. We will need one SATA. We'll move that one down, thinking about it. No, that's fine. Spare cables can go to one side. One more PCIe cable and a CPU cable, and the rest can go in the box. Perfect. Cool. I don't think we're going to get all this build done today, you know. I thought we were. I thought we were going to make good progress, and here I am, hours later. It's because I made a mistake with the brackets, I tell you. I think we're gonna have to go to a third stream. We'll get as far as we can though. Cool. Cable's installed. Now, I'm gonna have to move the case actually. Let's see this exciting bit that I'm gonna have to do. Here's what I bought. I bought this extra to really make the build pop even more. I'm really going all out for this build, if you can tell. We'll get ourselves some easy DIY PSU cable extensions. Looking beautiful. Look, my original plan was to get black cables, but I thought it's kind of boring. Because the grey gives it a bit more distinction. Separates it from just being power supply cables, you know? So let's get these installed. So always forget which way to put the actual braids on. So I have to do this from memory. Good luck, enjoyed it so far, headed out. No worries, thank you for joining us. I'm probably going to call it soon anyway, so you'll be able to see part 3 next week, hopefully. At some point. It's taken me way longer than expected to actually get around to finishing this build. So, do it from the back. That's what she said. Cheers. Cheers. Cheers to you. Thank you for joining us. It's the CPU cable. Running the cable is going to be an absolute pain in the arse as well. That'll be top. Yeah. Just thought I'd make this build extra complicated. So I told you I'm going all out for this build. You probably did. You probably did. It's before I decided to use these cable extensions, because I'm an idiot. Well, the good thing is with cable extensions is I don't need to plug in. I can actually plug in the CPU side and run that through, which is easier. Tune in next week for the AIO removal, exactly. Spoiler warning. It's actually, I like to sometimes do that where I plug these in and then run it to the back. Did I set on a price for the build? I haven't, to be honest, but I will double check. Let's have a look. Sorry, just getting my maths up now. Did I put a price together yet? Let's have a look. So, my plan is to sell at about I could go down as low, I think. I might list it for, say, 1,000 and... Sorry, I'm just doing some maths now. I spent some time working this out. I might list it as 1,199, but I think I'm willing to go down to... No, probably stick with that price, give or take. 1,199, I think. I think so. I will let you know by the time I get around to actually finishing the build, though. I'm upgrading to a Ryzen 9800X. Assume that's 3D. And getting an RX 9070 XT, but getting confused by motherboard choices. Would it be okay getting B870, or would an B8? Oh, X870. Or should I get an X870E? Truthfully, I always think it's a bit overkill to get the X870. And I tend to tell people to get the B850 because you don't see much of a difference. X870 is going to be absolutely fine though. I don't know what the E is. Yeah, a B850. Do you mean? Do you mean X? I'm just trying to work out. So you basically, I would say, typically, and I think, Amish, do you agree with this when it comes to, especially with AM5, that you don't really ever need to go higher than a B850? It's not like the Intel days where you needed a high-end board to run overclocking as much. That's just my personal opinion. I never really see it worth going for one of the higher end boards unless there's something specific that you need. That's personal opinion. You just want a decent board regardless of the number. But you're not going to go wrong with the X870 anyways. I got a X70E, but it was mainly for the 4 M.2 slots. Well, that's fair enough. Because there are definitely criteria where you would need a higher end board. I guess typical users are probably only going to have one SSD, at least to start with. So, but that makes sense as to why you did that. A middle of the road B650, yeah, or a B850. Unless it depends on your use case, of course. If you're going to stick a load of SSDs in, then yeah, maybe a higher end board is the way to go. It's kind of how I feel about it anyway. It's very different from the days of needing a Z motherboard for Intel for the overclocking situation, because you don't have that with AMD, or the need for it is much lower. B6, yeah. If you can get a good deal on a B650, if you can easily upgrade the BIOS on that as well, go for it. I've got a shit ton of B850s as well that I'm going to look to sell soon. Gonna have to sell them individually because DDR5 is just fucking stupid right now. I think I will probably just tie up these cables and we'll come back for round 3. Sorry that we're not getting finished. I was hoping we were going to get there, but complete oversight on my behalf. I bought a Fractal Ridge case with a Gen 4 riser. If my GPU motherboard are Gen 5, will I have a problem though? You're only going to get you get Gen 4 speeds. That's it. No problem at all. If I was building my first PC, I'd get a B850. Yeah, for sure. If you're going AM5, I think B850 is the way to go, unless you definitely need this stuff, like I talked about. Funny enough, I have a Fractal Ridge case in front of me somewhere. I nicked some stuff from it earlier. Can the GPU be Gen 5? I don't think that's a thing, is it? No, don't bother getting a Gen 5 riser. You're not going to see a noticeable performance change. I can't help it. Oh, the 5000 series of Gen 5. You'll see such a little performance uplift that I don't think it's worth it. That's my take, though. Make sure with the Fractal Ridge that you've definitely got the Gen 4 riser. Is it a newer Ridge? Because the reason I say that is they accidentally, when they produced it, sent people out with Gen 3 risers. I think they replaced them in the newer versions of it, but just be careful. They might have to send you out a replacement one if not. Is this one okay? I like the MS Tomahawk series, MSI and Mag B850 Tomahawk, Max Wi-Fi. Yeah, I think it's fine. What the reviews like? I don't think I've had that board personally. I've had ASRock, ASRock B850, which actually crapped out on a customer because it was using the 3D chip, so that sucked. And I've used Maxon because they're my brand partner. I think I've used Asus as well. I've used a few others, but I don't think I've used MSI yet. Yeah, avoid ASRock. They are blow uppy, unless you're not using a 3D chip. New GPU gens are Gen 5. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, you're just not going to see a performance gain that's worth getting a Gen 5 riser, for sure. The performance upgrade is minimal as well for the cost you're spending. I get mixed up whether PCI 5 or 4 is on the GPUs. It's not the same on the AMD ones, it's still 4, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken. Although Gen 5 should work on a Gen 4 riser, I've seen problems. Trust, really? What kind of problems have you had? Amos is the man, because he deals with so many variables when it comes to his PCs as well. So is it worth getting a Gen 5 riser? Did they sell Gen 5 vertical risers? I know it's probably a stupid question. I'm so out of the loop with that. It should be compatible. Yeah, I guess test it, and then if it doesn't work, then maybe get one. And it's 9700 XT is PCI 5, right, fair enough. Haven is Gen 5 riser, interesting. But this is for the Ridge as well. I guess you could probably buy a separate riser, I haven't checked. This is the boring bit. I kind of wish cables come pre-braided, you know, because like, why wouldn't I use all the braids if I've got them? Probably need to start streaming earlier as half the battle as well. 32 gigabytes is still the sweet spot for RAM. Yeah, I would say so. If you were on DDR4, I would say you could start at 16. I think DDR5 you kind of want to be at 32 typically. 32 is the good enough headroom to game without any issues. Unless using Linux, then you have less of a headache if you use 16. Usually the headaches start when the PCIe slot is Gen 5, riser is Gen 4, and card is Gen 5. Board gets confused and you end up with no display. Okay. Worth checking out then. Maybe it is worth getting the Gen 5 riser. I printed out my own cable combs. Works really well. That's interesting. 3D printed cable combs. I didn't even think about that. I suppose that is a thing that you could do. Any better than the typical riser combs? I mean, these ones feel alright. Normally quite finicky sorting this out, but it's going fairly smoothly. Yeah, I guess if you know what you're doing, install it with the Gen 4 riser and check if it works, and if not, buy the 5 riser. Fixes by forcing Gen 4 in the BIOS. But I guess you could do that. You could make sure, yeah, so maybe the best point of call is to go into So boot the PC without installing in your case. Go into the BIOS, make sure that the PCIe is forced to Gen 4, and then you won't have any issues. Well, I adjusted them so they fit perfectly with my cables. That's nice. That's such a good idea. Really need to use my 3D printer. I got donated one and I haven't got around to using it yet. I'm replacing an i5 11400 and an RX 7650, hoping for a nice upgrade. Hoping for a nice upgrade with a couple of years before I need to replace anything. What are you replacing with? Oh, you said 9800 X3D and a 9070 XT. Very nice upgrade, to be fair. You're going to have no problems for a long time. $9070 XT is such a good card. It's just a shame that AMD had been shitheads with the driver situation. If they address that shit properly, then I'll start pushing it again. Because I keep seeing them come up on the used market a lot, and I'd love to put them in my higher end builds, but I'm just so sour on them at the moment because of the driver situation. Not that you're going to have any problems with the driver situation right now, of course. It's just how they're treating older cards at the moment is kind of shitty. Well, and the thing is, they still haven't confirmed how they're treating the cards, and we guess we don't know, and we won't find out until next few games get released to see how they actually support the cards going forward. Big companies doing shitty things. I bought a 9070 XT with a Ryzen 9700X. That's a nice, very nice combination. I'm going to spend hours just doing the fucking cables on these. How boring. For some reason I've done them at the wrong end as well. It's fine, I can slide it. I'm really tempted to get a 9070 XT. It feels like a race. Can't even get words out of my mouth. But it feels like a waste right now when I've got a 3080. Yeah, it's not a huge upgrade. It's like, what, like 15%? RAM is ridiculous at the moment for the price. Yes, it sucks. Yeah, it's not a good time to buy brand new PCs, unfortunately, but I guess if you want to get into PC gaming right now, you've got no choice. It's the sucky thing. It's why I kind of like, I'm doing, for this build it will have DDR5 because I got it at a really good price, but I don't think I'm going to do any higher end builds with DDR5 just yet. Or maybe I will and I'll just advertise it that it's going to be expensive. I haven't quite decided yet. That's that one, very exciting. So just say so that'll be going downwards, okay. I know it's vertical, so that way. That way. Yeah, keep going with that 3080 for sure. Still such a competent card. And you've got enough VRAM that you don't have as bad a bottlenecks as you would with 8GB VRAM cards. Building a PC for my son for a Christmas. I can't wait to see his face. That's an awesome gift. I'm sure he'll love that. You're not going to see him for the rest of Christmas Day. You know that now. Oh, you got the 12GB version as well. Oh, perfect. No, you hold on to that bad boy. indefinitely, I would say. Run that boy into the ground. Thing is, the 3080 is still one of the better cards on the market. Price to performance. What, it gets beaten by 4070 Super? Oh no, it's about the same as a 4070 Super, and it performs about the same as a 5070. Still really good. And 38 is the last real good bang for buck Nvidia card. Yeah, one of, for sure. I think the weird thing is 3060 is holding out for really good value because of the 12GB VRAM. I would say, I still think the 3060 Ti is still really good value. It's just the VRAM issue for newer titles, which is a pain. But if you're playing like Fortnite, etc., it's still a great card. Yeah, 30 series are the last good value GPUs from Nvidia. Ow. Stabbed by the plastic. Ow. It's got a sharp bit of plastic. I don't know if you can see that. It just stabbed me. How many 8-pin has this GPU got? It's got 2. I was thinking it's going to have 3, but it actually only has 2, which is kind of surprising. Good old 8-pin. So it's that way, isn't it? Yep. 5070 isn't half bad. The fact it's got 12GB is kind of dumb. Yeah. 5070 was bad when it was released because the price was kind of sucky, but now the price has become really good. But yeah, the 12 Nvidia are just so what's the right word? Nvidia are so tight when it comes to giving out VRAM for some reason. I don't know why. It's still ridiculous that cards come out with 12GB. Well, like less than the 5060 is the worst case, isn't it? 8GB of VRAM for a card in this day and age. I can understand if it was like a budget card. The 5050, for example, would make sense. I would guess. I would say kind of, but everything else should be. So the 5060 should be 12GB or at a minimum 10. 5060 Ti. Well, the weird thing is the 5060 Ti has the 16GB version, but they shouldn't have an 8GB version. Ugh, it's just fucking companies boil my piss. It's annoying that a 6700 XT has 12GB of VRAM, and yet it's generations old, and yet a 5070 has 12GB of VRAM. Yeah, I agreed. 5080 should have at least. It should be on par with AMD, basically. I don't know why AMD is so happy to give out VRAM and Nvidia are just like, nah, dog. Nvidia do shitty things. I guess AMD do shitty things as well. We're just getting ripped off for new GPUs. That's why I'm so reluctant to sell new GPUs anymore. Oh, we're getting there finally. Fucking hell. So long-winded. Don't need the other two, do we? Is that CPU one? Is that PCIe? That's CPU. Do I need two CPU cables? I don't think I do. No, I don't need it. Just got spare cables, I guess. Should have a bit of time to at least install. See if we can get the power supply installed, shall we? You're probably onto something there. It's like the Apple model of like fucking up the battery, so you go back and buy another phone. Because when I'll just double checking that I've done this right. Because when it's vertically mounted, yeah, that's right. We want it to. Don't know whether it's better to have. What do you reckon? Cable showing like that when you have it, or like that? What's better? It's better to display like that, isn't it? It looks neater, I think. Or does it look neater that way? What are the thoughts? I don't know what's the best way to turn it around. How does everyone else do it? I can't even remember. I'm gonna actually Google this to try and think. How do most people do it? Built a PC a month ago. The RAM I used is almost twice as expensive right now. Yeah, you timed that perfectly because RAM prices are just fucking nuts. Just silly. Yeah, I've done it the right way around. That's cool. Just having doubts for a second then. Yeah, you couldn't have timed that any better. Yeah, cable comb. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I was having doubts. I was like, does it look better the other way thinking about it? And the answer is no. Yeah, that Philly, I had a similar thing happen to me. I heard that RAM was just going to go through the roof, and I was like, right, let's grab a couple of sticks or grab a couple of kits. So I got one for 6,000 megahertz RAM kit for I paid £100, and then another one I paid £90, and then within a week it was basically doubled in value. It's crazy. Never seen it happen with RAM before like this, but here we are, I guess. My RAM kit is 4 times expensive now as when I first bought it. I feel bad for people getting into PC building. Yeah, it's a really sucky time. It's like it's the time when people are going to get into PC gaming as well, with Christmas right around the corner. Like people are going to want to get it for Christmas or with money they get for Christmas, etc., and then they're just getting priced out of it. Shit. But if I learn any lessons, people still buy. I think I personally say to anyone right now that you can just stick with a DDR4 PC just to save costs, because you could always sell it if DDR5 prices went back to normal after. You know, I think going forward I'm going to really have to I have to make sure I can stream a lot later, because I realise PC builds takes me a lot longer sometimes, especially with this one. Is that all the cables done? I think that's everything, isn't it? And these are just spares for now. Is that the CPU side? Fucking hell, I'm tired. Cool, that's the PCIe cable installed. Looking good. So when that's vertically mounted, I'll make sure they're the same length, of course. Looks super nice once it's installed. Still got quite a fair bit to go actually. What I might do then is put a pause on the build now before we go ahead. I think what I would like to do next week is stream a little bit more if I can. So I've got a shit ton of PCs to get out next week, so I'll think of a strategy of how to do that. What I will show you, I didn't know this thing existed. I had to make sure that we had enough USB 2 headers. And funny enough, Thermal Riot came up with this. I know where my nose are. I've actually organised my box a little bit. I had to buy this because I realised that my motherboard only has one USB 2 port. And I realised that Thermal Riot do with this thing. Because I need basically multiple USB 2 connections. So we can have the AIO, the screen, and the motherboard can all be connected at the same time. It's kind of cool bit of kit. Realised I've got quite a lot of Thermal Riot stuff going in here. Not even intentional. But I guess they're the only people that make this kind of stuff because they realise that people need it. So yeah, that's going to go in the build next week. It's so annoying that it's taken me now going on 3 weeks to get this PC done. I'm so sorry. I was hoping to have it done much sooner than that, but we have to roll with it sometimes. Maybe at least I can finally sort out the fan situation. I'll get those divots installed and then we can get this properly. Oh, I'll go to main cam for this. Get these properly installed, hey? So we don't have to fuck about. Looking pretty good though. I think it's going to look really good once. I'll just show you how it's going to look visually once it's properly installed. I think overall going to look pretty cool. God, that's really heavy. Don't recommend holding it like that. Like that, kind of like that. It's going to look pretty neat, I think, once it's done. Especially with the screen at the front and everything else that's going on. Oh, just hit myself on the head with a GPU. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm sorry it's taking so long. You can't rush art, you see. I don't think it's going to look bad though. I think it'll look really nice. Yeah, I think I will call it quits there, and I will figure out a better streaming strategy. I will announce it on my Discord. I need to sort out my Discord. It's been a bit lame for a while now. I will put out a community post on the YouTube just to explain what my streaming strategy is for next week, because I want to get this built and I want to work on a couple more PCs ready for the Christmas rush to get everything sold and ready and gone, I think, is my strategy. But I think I need to go to bed. I think once my son's a bit older, it's going to become easy for me to stay up. But it's really difficult at the moment, of course. I like the look of it already, though. I think it's going to look very cool, especially once I have the aforementioned screen installed as well. Visually look really sick. Does annoy me that it doesn't fit it up properly. I'm going to have to do something with the space at the top, but it'll be worth the wait, I promise. Yeah, I think the fan mounts are working really well. Just that slight tilt will be perfect for a vertical mount. The one thing I did realise is the screen's going to have to probably go at the bottom, and the main reason is for running the cables. I wanted to put it in the middle, but I can't just run the USB cable without it looking weird, I think. Although maybe I could. Maybe I could run it along the bottom and it'll be alright. I don't know. Have a little think on that. Middle would be better, but the cable would be ugly, I think. Or I could think of another strategy. I don't know. We'll think of it. It's going to look nice though. We'll get it all sorted for next week, I promise. We'll get the fan situation sorted so we're not using the cable ties, I promise. We're very close though. I will put some announcements out on Discord, on the community posts. We'll get a strategy sorted for next week and we'll get this finally done. And then we'll work on a white version as well. Now that I know what I'm doing, it's going to make my life a lot easier as well. I know exactly how to build this. Thank you so much for being here. I'm sorry that we didn't get it done. We will pursue endeavour as always. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for hanging with me. Next week we'll be busy, so you should see me streaming a fair bit anyways. But yeah, thank you very much. I'll catch you guys then. Make sure I log out of YouTube as well this time.